Today we are going to review the types of boundaries and what is created at that specific boundary. So the first type of boundary that we have is a convergent boundary. And in a convergent boundary, we see that the plates are moving towards each other. And that can look like this where the arrows are in line, or it could look like this where they're kind of separated out. But both of those show that each side is moving towards the other side. The first type of boundary that we can see with this is oceanic, continental. And with oceanic continental, that means we have water crust that is moving towards land crust. And when this happens, we will see a volcano created on land. We will see a trench formed in the water. And the process here is subduction. So with subduction, what that means is we have something that is being forced under something else. And so the oceanic crust is getting forced under the continental crust because oceanic crust is much more dense, and so that's why it's getting forced under. The second type of convergent boundary that we have is continental. So that means we have land moving towards land. And when we have land moving towards land, we are going to see mountains formed. Okay, our next boundary type is divergent. Divergent means that the plates are moving away or they are separating. So we have two types of divergent boundaries that we look at. The first one is oceanic. And with an oceanic divergent boundary, we are going to see an ocean ridge. We may also see ocean basin, volcanoes, and these are just volcanoes that are occurring on the ocean floor, so they are not the volcanoes that are occurring on land. And the process that we are going to see here is called seafloor spreading, and it means that the seafloor is literally spreading apart. Okay. The next type of divergent boundary that we have is continental. And with a continental divergent boundary, the land is going to separate and eventually it is going to break and cause a rift valley to form. The last type of boundary that we have is called transform. And with a transform boundary, this is where the plates are moving back and forth along that boundary line. And with a transform boundary, we are going to see fault lines. and we may also see earthquakes. Okay, so these are the three types of boundaries that we have and all of the things that could be formed there. So to review, convergent boundaries are going to move towards each other. Divergent boundaries are going to separate, and transform are going to slide back and forth.